This morning on Daybreak, an annual art contest teaches the importance of equality and justice for everyone.
And you're waking up to about 24 school closings in rural parts of our viewing area. We'll tell you who needs to watch out for slick roads this morning.
Also, we know you still got Chiefs fever right now. We'll talk about what to expect leading up to and including Super Bowl 54, all our coverage and more this morning for you here on Daybreak.
Hey, look, it's Joe, not my balloon Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, how'd that
anymore.
guy do? Did he do well?
Yeah, he was a little bit shy, but a squeaky voice, you could say.
A lot of success behind the Mahomes name, though, so that's all right.
Yes, thanks for joining us once again for this hour of Daybreak. It's Tuesday, January 21st. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Morano, and I was out of town seeing some family, and I tell you, getting out Friday, remember the bad weather we had? Went through about 4 different flight cancellations, got into Dallas after I was supposed to go to Philly and Chicago. It was just a mess all over the place.
Well, we talked about this yesterday. You were not the only one stuck, so were Tyreek Hill's grandparents. And they, by the blessing and the kindness of someone also going to the game, they made it.
Very good to hear. Very good to hear there. It just was a nightmare traveling Friday, and I don't know if we're going to have that or not later this week. I hope not, right?
Can't make any promises.
Yeah. Today, though, just cold?
Today, just cold. We're starting out with temperatures in the teens again. We've got some clouds out there, and we've got the southerly winds. It's only 15 degrees in Springfield right now, so again, that's pretty much where we were yesterday. Clouds are out there this morning. It's mostly cloudy. That's at least helping temperatures not drop off too much. A little bit warmer to the east, but for the most part, temperatures are still just as cold as they were yesterday. It's 19 in West Plains, 17 in Ava, and 15 degrees in Springfield. Southerly winds, we're at least getting that shift to the south. Winds are about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so we are finding wind chills in the single digits. It feels like 8 degrees in Springfield, in Monett, in Branson, and in Ava this morning. So make sure you're bundled up. Don't forget the gloves. It's pretty frigid out there this morning. Dress in layers, especially with those kiddos at the bus stop. Areas to the east and northeast are still dealing with slick roads from yesterday's snow. For the most part, we'll be dry through the afternoon, though, with sunshine. Temperatures still cold in the 30s. Details on more of a messy mix coming up in a couple of minutes.
Winter weather has caused problems for our northeastern counties. A major traffic slowdown near Phillipsburg after 2 separate crashes happened on I-44 yesterday. In one crash, a semi went off the road and another car spun out in the middle of the highway. It took crews hours to clear that up. And then down the street on I-44, cars were backed up for miles while crews worked to clear another scene. Just a reminder to use caution when driving in that bad weather.
Some of those roads as you wake up are still covered to our north and east.
Let's pull up the MoDOT Travelers map for you this morning. The Springfield area is green. A lot of it, which you see, means all clear. There are parts of certain counties, though, Dallas, Camden, Wright, all those in Pulaski could have partially covered roads.
So if you live near Waynesville, Crocker, or Camdenton, be careful. Those areas appear to be the most covered this morning. Our #1 story on the website right now, school closings, about 25 of them in rural districts. You will not have class today if you live there, but that number is constantly changing. We're always getting new information from our districts, so make sure to stay up to date on our website, ozarksfirst.com. Look at the weather tab, and then you can click on school closings.
Moving on now with your right to know, a head-on collision in Branson West has killed 1 person. The wreck happened on Business Highway 13 just after 3:30 yesterday. Police say 2 vehicles hit head-on with one landing on its side, trapping the driver. That person survived. The driver of the other car did not.
A woman from Seymour was also found dead near Seymour yesterday. The Highway Patrol says 65-year-old Rebecca Tavares was killed from a car crash sometime between Sunday night and Monday morning. Troopers say her car struck a fence post on Highway BB and overturned in a field. Tavares was ejected and trapped under the vehicle. She was not wearing a seatbelt. Once her body was found, she was pronounced dead at the scene.
In our political coverage for you, the impeachment trial against President Trump begins today at noon. Last week, Speaker Nancy Pelosi presented the 2 articles of impeachment to the Senate to begin the trial. Once ground rules are voted on, opening statements begin. House managers and the president's legal team will both be given 2 days for opening arguments. After that, there will be a vote whether to consider witnesses. Democrats hope 4 Republicans will convince Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to allow witness testimony during the trial, which is something he's been opposed to. Dr. Brian Calfano believes he doesn't expect this trial to last very long.
Bare brass bare knuckle time here. I think it comes down to a couple weeks, go through the process, treat it reverently, and then have that vote, which I think everyone expects will be nowhere near close in terms of getting President Trump out of office, so he'll be acquitted.
The president's defense team filed a brief yesterday saying abuse of power and obstruction of Congress are not impeachable offenses. They also say the impeachment process did not allow the president to defend himself.
Some Springfield youth are learning about influential African Americans like historical figures, world leaders, and even athletes.
It's all part of the 3rd annual Black History Month art contest. Color 10's Nisha McDonald visited the Boys and Girls Club of Springfield for the contest kickoff and explains the competition.
Well, good morning, Lauren and Joe. The children I met with might be young, but they say equality and justice for all is important, which they're expressing through art.
From people like Harriet Tubman to President Barack Obama.
He just wanted to change the world and how people were treating each other.
Springfield youth are learning about the African American community and its impact on society.
You are celebrating Black people and how they changed the world.
Through an art contest, students will create a portrait of an influential African American of their choice.
A leader is someone who is a good role model in believing in people who follow them and having trust in what they're doing.
April Myers is a local college student who volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club.
Definitely being here with them, it gives them a lot of support, and it also motivates them that even if you are here right now in whatever state that you might be in, that doesn't mean that you have to stay in the situation that you're currently in.
Myers says it's important to honor those who came before us.
Not only people who are my age, but especially older, we're kind of realizing that the educational system kind of misses the opportunities to teach kids about Black culture, just like persons of color and their history.
Myers says all children deserve to have the opportunity to learn about.
Yeah, we're one of the largest cities in Missouri, but there's a lot of work to be done, and there's a lot that can't be done. It just takes for individuals to want to stand behind that and actually do the work.
Because after all, community is just
respecting each other and not being like rude to each other and helping out.
Well, that art contest will run through the month of February, with winners being selected at the beginning of March.
Thank you, Nisha. It is cold out there this morning again. Only 15 degrees in Springfield. Factor in the wind chill, and it feels like 8. Details on a cold day ahead coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.